Hey guys, so my name's Anya Grandolski. I'm a 4-year member of Shepherd Hills Fantasy and a 2-year member of Illusion. I've been doing show choir for a total of 8 years, and I started in Charlton Middle's Mirage.
Hello, my name is Michaela, and I'm more commonly known as Mac in the showchoir community. I was in Radiance, the all-girls group, for 2 years. This was my final year as a senior.
Hi, my name is Antar Shivkumar, and I'm from South Windsor Choral Spectrum, and I've been in the group for 2 years.
Hi everyone, I'm Rose Sarkisian from Waltham's Music Unlimited, and I've been in show choir for 4 years.
My name's Zach. I'm in the high frequency show choir down in Whitman Hanson. I'm in the pit band, so not the show choir, but pretty close. I joined my sophomore year, so I've been in it for about 3 years.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Aruda. I'm president of Electrify and a member of Amplified, and I've been in show choir for 4 years.
Hi, my name's Evan Selby. I'm a member of the Encore Pit Band and the Radiance Pit Band. This is my second year doing show choir. I've only been doing it for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Chloe Hanrahan. I am from Andover. I'm part of From Start to Finish, and I've been in that group since my sophomore year. So I've been in it for 3 years, and it's the only group I've ever been a part of.
Hi, I'm Rosie Fleming. I am from Tantascwa Show Choir. I was a dancer in Radiance, and I did a lot of stage crew and photography and art stuff with Encore and Radiance and Maestros. I did show choir for 3 years because I came in my freshman year to Tantascwa from a different school, and that just didn't line up with the audition time for show choir.
Hi, my name is Emma Forrester, and I am in Fantasy and Illusion, and I've been in show choir for 6 years this year.
My name is Lisa. I am from Daniel Hen High School Vibe, and I've been in show choir for 3 years.
My name is Emma Bass, and I'm in Amped Up, and I've been in show choir for 3 years.
Hi, my name is Sarah Cloutier. I am in Choral Spectrum, and I've been doing show choir for the past 7 years, but competing for 4.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria. I'm a senior from Lowell High School's Sound Impressions and Sound Stations. I've been in both groups for 3 years now.
I was first encouraged to do show choir by my neighbors Stephanie LaForce and Lindsay Youngberg. They're both older than me, and they were in Mirage together. And I was probably about in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and we were all at a big neighborhood cookout, and there's music, and they saw me like dancing around and stuff, and they were like, whoa, you should like really audition when you get to the middle school. So yeah. My first thoughts about show choir. I definitely thought it was intimidating. That's the word that I would use to describe it, especially since I had never taken a dance class. I was a soccer kid, like all up before I auditioned, so I was definitely scared. Plus, when I saw Heather Larson do the audition dance we were supposed to learn, I just like panicked in my seat because I had no experience. And it was also Charlton Middle School's first time ever accepting 5th graders when I was a 5th grader. Before that, it was only 6th grade and up, so I was definitely really nervous because there were a ton of us vying for only like a couple 5th grade slots, but I eventually made it in.
I was encouraged to join by my friend Grace Allstrand, who is a Tantascwa alumni who graduated last year. And I wasn't really sure what to expect because I'd never been a part of a big group before. I'd never done a sport, nothing like that. So I didn't really know the rundown. And show choir is also a very time-consuming, energy-consuming thing to do. So it was a lot to jump into. But it was very fun, and I don't regret it. I actually wish I had joined sooner.
The first time I heard about Choral Spectrum was when Spectrum won Grand Champs at the Windsor Locks Nutmeg Show Choir Festival, and all my friends were posting about it, and so I asked them. It looked really fun from what I saw, so I asked a couple of my friends, and they said I had to audition, and I'm really glad they told me to audition because Choral Spectrum and show choir is and always will be my favorite part of high school, so yeah.
I remember in 8th grade, I'd always loved to sing and dance, and our choir teacher encouraged us to try out for show choir. At first, I was very intimidated, but I was also really excited to be meeting new people and getting to sing and dance with people from our other middle school.
To be honest, at first, I thought it was pretty dumb. But I definitely don't regret joining. It's been one of the best 3 years of my life, and yeah, definitely don't regret joining.
The first time that I was introduced to show choir was when the choir came to my middle school to perform for us. I had been dancing since I was 2.5, and I just got into singing that year, so it was amazing to see both of my loves combined, and I couldn't wait to be a part of it.
It was all back in the day, but a year and a half ago, my good friend Garrett, who had already been doing it for about a year, he really wanted me to do it. Like, he insisted I do it. And I was kind of hesitant at first. Like, I wasn't too keen on the schedule. I didn't really know what it was. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know if I'd like it or not. But I did it. Like, I took a chance, and God, I was blown away. I could not tell you how much of a life-changing decision that was. Such a good idea. One of the best ideas I've made. Best decisions, right?
So what made me join show choir was I had actually a lot of friends in the group, and I knew that there was a new director, and I liked that idea of having someone fresh to show choir. And my sister had been in it before, but I didn't want to join it my freshman year, and I kind of got roped into it by my friends. And I remember one of the first memories I have was walking through the Collins Center and meeting Job Forg, and him just being a goofball. That's like the first memory I have of show choir and like what it meant to be a family, really. Yeah, just having like that, like right off the bat was such a family bond, and like seeing all of our BTB boys be like goofballs together, and having George Perez at auditions sit with me and help me through the first audition jitters. Those are some of the boys, I don't know why they're all boys, but those are some of the boys that really helped me through the audition process, and that I can pinpoint as like one of my first few memories. Show choir. I think BTB is a big heart of Andover show choir group. So
I was an active member of the music suite and doing all the plays and the musicals and stuff like that, so it wasn't really one person that made me join, although Wilder Tallman was definitely a big influence in that respect. But just seeing all my friends doing this and having come late to the school, I wasn't able to do it my freshman year, which was also coincidentally the year where our theme was ABBA. I knew that the next year I had to audition, I had to do it, and I just wanted to be in the thick of every single activity that I possibly could get my hands on in the music suite.
I joined show choir because a lot of my friends had joined it the year before, and I had always loved dancing. Wasn't that good of a singer, but I wanted to be able to do something with my friends, so I decided to join. It was really weird at first because I had never done anything like it, but it was really fun, so I was happy that I joined.
I had 2 people that were in Vibe my freshman year while I was in the girls group Aura from Daniel Hand, and I was kind of contemplating to audition or not, and they both told me that I should, and they were both helping me out before my audition and during my audition, and then 2 days later they were the first 2 people that I called when I found out I got in. And my first thoughts of show choir was, holy crap, this is crazy. I remember going to the first day of choreo just thinking like, okay, we're just gonna dance, like that's all we're gonna do, and which is true, we did, but it was a lot more work than I thought it was. And I remember coming home that day and I was extremely sore, and my mom asked me how to go, and I told her that it was great, and I told her that it was a lot of work and that I had a lot more respect for like everyone in show choir. And I just remember I fell in love with it instantly, and it was like, I remember that day thinking to myself like, this is probably the best decision you've ever made.
So when I was in sophomore year, show choir was brand new at my school. My director had originally been doing a select singers group, but she was recommended to try doing show choir, and I joined because I just love singing and dancing and hadn't really had a place to be able to do both together, and I thought it was going to be something that was going to be really fun and something new for me to try, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I originally joined show choir in 6th grade because my chorus teacher was advertising it. I was part of Timothy Edwards Middle School's very first group of Spotlight. I can't tell you what year it was, but I think it was either 2013 or 2014. I mean, it was fun. It was singing and dancing. That's all I knew when I signed up for it. But we did like 3 numbers, one of them being a ballad, and I thought that it was, it was fun, it was enjoyable. But what really got me hooked on it was when we got to perform at Cabaret at the high school, and we saw Spectrum perform. When I originally started watching them, like the first number in, I was thinking, oh, they're gonna do 2 or 3 numbers like we did, and it's just gonna be a little bit more intense. And then they came back after the 3rd number and did 2 more, but they had a costume change, and that was really exciting to me. So it was in that moment that I was like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. They can't stop me. And when I was an incoming freshman, I auditioned, got in, and I've been doing it ever since.
I originally joined show choir my freshman year because I wanted to sing and stuff going into my first year, but when I joined, I didn't really like it, and I thought it wasn't for me, so I quit like just before Bay State. And then, yeah, little did I know that it would be like a big part of my life. But I don't regret it. Like, I do, because it was a really good year for both groups, but it would have changed my experience completely, so I don't regret it for that. My first thoughts when I first joined my freshman year was that it was like really hard and not for me, like it was just weird, but I later learned that the groups would be like, I would meet some of the funniest people, have some of the best experiences. I think I was just like really scared little freshman kind of thing.
I think CMSCF was my first competition in show choir ever, besides Bartlett, which is like set up like OA but for middle schoolers. And I'm not great at making friends from other choirs. Plus, in middle school, Charlton and Dudley have this like very intense rivalry that goes on, so I definitely didn't make any friends at that first competition. I kind of just stuck with my Charlton circle. And I had a ton of fun at that, minus trying to make a poof for the first time ever. That was tough. And I think that we got 2nd place.
My first competition was Shepherd Hill last year, and it was extremely stressful. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anyone from other schools right away. I didn't know how much money to bring for lunch. I never performed on a stage and danced in front of people before, so I was a little nervous, but more excited than anything. And then after I was introduced to a group of people from Andover, I started to ease up and, put myself out there more, talk to new people. I met people through them. Shout out to them. But it was overall a fun competition. Although our group didn't do as well as we wanted to, we did work our butts off for the rest of the season, and we did improve. So that is good. It opened our eyes and, encouraged us to try harder, and we eventually got a score that we liked.
My first competition was at Shepherd Hill, the Central Mass Show Choir Festival, and it was so much fun. All I remember is just watching all these groups and being blown away by the amount of talent that stepped foot on that stage, and that I lost my voice from screaming. Dance breaks go hard, just saying. I did make friends. I made friends with a couple of people from Waltham, some people from Shep Hill. It was just overall just so much fun. Yeah. So the first time Spectrum and I also performed, how did our group do? First time I performed with Spectrum, we came in 5th. But we got a gold medal, and the whole experience was so much fun that placing really just didn't matter. At the end of the day, we all just had a lot of fun, and that's what show choir is all about, having fun. And singing and dancing. That's what it's actually about, but having fun.
My first competition was Andover, and I was in our group called Music Express, which was an all-girls group. Unfortunately, that group doesn't compete anymore. It just became more of a fun extracurricular activity for the girls to do. But back then, we actually lost the competition, but it was a learning experience, so I'm not mad about it. But I had really fun at my first competition. I made friends with a bunch of people, especially people from Somerset, Berkeley, who I'm still friends with till today. And I remember seeing all the other groups and thinking, oh my gosh, like, this is crazy. I loved everybody's energy. It was a great time.
My first competition with the choir wasn't until my junior year, because sophomore year we only went to Bay States and a couple other places, but because of academic reasons I could not go during the rest of the season and got pulled. And I'd have to say my sophomore year Bay States was probably one of my best experiences. I made quite a few friends and I just had so much fun. I'd have to say my second best competition was probably New England Show Choir Showdown last year in 2019. It was a blast.
My first competition was at Lowell my freshman year, and it was such an amazing experience. I remember being in shock of how supportive everyone was of each other, even if they were in different groups, and just the thrill of performing. It was just a great day.
My first competition, that was that was incredible. That was Shepherd Hill's competition last year, the 2019 one. That was phenomenal. I thought we did really good. That was one of the most electrifying experiences I've ever had as an instrumentalist. I played the tenor saxophone. I made a ton of new friends. And there was just so many people. That was one of the things that struck me at first. Like, there's so many people here. Everyone knows each other. I don't know anybody. I had so much fun. And I don't remember how we did. I think we did pretty good, but it was early season. We still needed to fix some stuff. At least the pit band, I can vouch for us. We probably, we could probably have some, wiggle room to do better.
My first comp was Mill City in, 2018. Yes, 2018. It was really fun. I loved it. I loved sitting up in the balcony and watching all the show choir competition, or show choirs compete. I remember, walking in after we performed and getting a standing ovation. Everyone loved the Icarus set so much, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. Everyone's so supportive and everyone loves it so much. I remember one of my directors telling me that, Chloe, you can't scream after every solo. You have to let the judges be able to hear everything. I love that about New England Show Choir circuit. My most distinct memory of making a friend that first year was actually at Central Mass, the Shepherd Hill comp, and I was sitting on the floor like everyone does, and it was everyone, because it was the large mixed division, and I was sitting on the floor, and my friend and I, she wasn't my friend at the time, but I saw this cute boy on stage, and I fell back. I was like, oh, and I fell into the lap of one of my now really good friends. Said she's from Somerset, and that's one of my favorite memories of making a friend, was just that moment of oh my god. And now when we see him walking around competitions, we always go, thank you for our friendship. I don't know if I've ever told the person that made that friendship happen that they made that friendship happen, but yeah. And I made my best friends from show choir.
Ooh, I don't remember. I remember my first show. I forget what school it was at. I want to say Shepherd Hill. I'm not sure entirely, but it was great. It was bigger than I thought, louder than I thought, more people than I thought could possibly exist in one place, all of whom had a lot of hairspray and makeup on. False eyelashes were a brand new thing to me that year, and all the people I met there were surprisingly really nice. Every single person you walked into just wanted to be your friend. Everyone was just friendly, just high-fiving, shaking hands, talking to strangers. You'd sit down for lunch at a table, and people from 5 different schools would come over and just start a conversation. If you didn't ask their names, you wouldn't even know what they were at the end, just because everyone was just so ready to make friends all the time, and it was amazing.
I don't really remember my first comp in middle school, but my first high school competition was Lowell, my freshman year, and I do remember that I was just an illusion that year, and we swept the season, so I'm assuming we won at Lowell too. I don't really remember it that well, but it was definitely a really cool feeling to win something for the first time.
My first competition was Mill City. It was really good. I don't really remember much about it. I do remember I did make a lot of friends I did make a lot of friends in my group that year. I wasn't really close to anyone besides like the people in my grade. And so I just did make a lot of friends that weren't in my grade that year in my group, and I made a lot of friends outside of the group, and I made a lot of memories from just that one competition, which was pretty crazy. I did have a lot of fun. It was my first win. We did win, and it was the best feeling in the world. I remember being on the bus ride home thinking, I never want to forget this feeling. This is the best feeling. I love the fact that we won, and the bus ride home we just celebrated the whole time, and it was really fun.
So our first comp was Shepherd Hill when I was a sophomore, and we got 4th place and a silver medal, which was really surprising that we didn't get last because it was our first time ever doing a competition. Honestly, having Shepherd Hill as our first competition was so fun. I had never really experienced anything like it before, so having Shepherd Hill as our first competition was just such a fun time.
My first competition was 2017. It was Shepherd Hill with our Wonderland set. It was an interesting experience because I remember having to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning to do the makeup that I couldn't do, but I was too nervous to ask an upperclassman for help. But being the non-morning person that I am, I was nervous that every competition was going to be like that. And obviously my biggest fear was I'm going to accidentally miss it and oversleep. But nope, ever since our call times have been like 11:30 or 12, which is much more reasonable for me. I had like 3 friends at the time, which conveniently one was a senior, one was a junior, and one was a sophomore. So we had one in every grade. And they made it pretty fun. I mean, obviously they had other people that they knew in the group, but they definitely took me in a little bit. Well, not a little bit, they took me in a lot. Our group, I want to say, got 3rd, but don't quote me on it. I can't confidently say that, but that is what my brain is saying first.
My first competition technically was Mill City because, you know, first in the circuit it was the first comp, but competing wise it was Shepherd Hill. Shepherd Hill was really fun. Like, it was weird because I didn't know exactly how like we would be up against, like how we would place, because I wasn't like completely used to the show choir world yet. So it was nice watching like some of the groups and not necessarily comparing them to us, but like seeing like the differences, basically comparing, but like not in a negative way or anything. I made a few friends there. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun watching the groups and like getting to know people from the circuit because I had never seen any show choirs before, like from our circuit. Sensations won Grand Champs, which was really nice, and we got a silver medal, I'm pretty sure. And Sound Impressions didn't do that great, but it was still an experience, so that's good.
I actually have had the experience of persuading someone to join show choir before. He is a senior in fantasy, Stephen Humphrey, and before joining show choir, he was a football and tennis player, so one could argue I am quite a persuasive person. And I just remember telling him in our French class last year, like, the feeling of performing is something that cannot be put into words. It can't be described to anyone who hasn't done it before. And I think that that feeling that you have, like, once the curtain opens and all these people are like there to watch you and you're singing and you're dancing and you're acting and you can't breathe and you get transported into this other universe, much like when you read a book or watch a movie, that like it just takes you away from everything. And it's a feeling that all of us who get to perform should be super blessed to experience, because there's not a lot of people who understand what that's like, and it is pure ecstasy.
If I could persuade someone to join, I would tell them to do it because the love of music, excuse me, the love of music is so strong and really connects people, and sharing that with so many different people is just insane. And you just meet so many people. Like I can't even remember all of the people that I've met or talked to or taken pictures with. It's just it's like a huge family, honestly, and the amount of love and support is just so beautiful, and so unlike any team, any sports team you could be on. It's just a huge family. Even the people you're competing against, you're best friends with. It's crazy. But it is very fun, and I do recommend joining as soon as possible because you do get sucked into it. It is very addicting. It's literally like a lifestyle. It's just once you start it, you fall in love with it, and I wish I had joined sooner.
Do it. Give it a shot. I gave it a shot, and I found my favorite group of people. I found my favorite part of high school, and show choir I can't talk. Show choir literally changed who I am for the better. I've gained so much confidence. I made so many friends. Show choir gave me a family, and it gave me a reason to love high school. I didn't want people to know who I was before I joined Choral Spectrum. And I know that sounds really cheesy, like something you'd hear in a movie, but it's true. Like, who I am today is because of show choir. It's because of South Missouri High School Show Choir.
If I had to persuade someone to join show choir, I'd probably just tell them it's the best time you'll ever have. It's really, really fun, and I wouldn't be the same without show choir or pit band because it just changed me, and I didn't have much to do, and I joined because there wasn't much to do, and I was bored. Thought, hey, it'll be fun, but it's fun.
If I had to persuade someone to join show choir, I would tell them if you love music and performing, if you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself, that brings joy to everyone's faces and gives you an instant family, then show choir is for you.
If I were to get somebody else to join, I would probably, I'd probably start off by saying something along the lines of, if you are looking to find yourself, if you're looking for a community, a family, something tangible, something you can hold on to. That's a tough one. I would tell them that if you are looking for the experience of a lifetime, to truly be a part of a community that cares about your well-being and your performance and how well you put your personality out there, how well you can be yourself up on stage and create a product, to be a part of a team that creates one giant masterpiece of art and beauty right there. I think that's a pretty good selling pitch. I mean, like, that's not what my friend told me all those years ago, but I'd buy into that.
If I had to tell someone, like, why to join or how to join, like, why they should, I would definitely be like, it's such a family. Like, even the people that I don't even know from New England Show Choir, like, if I, like, went to, like, next year, if I go to college and I found out someone was, like, from Radiance or from Shepherd Hill, like, we would immediately be friends because we had all these similar experiences, and we would immediately be able to bond over things. And it's just, like, it's something that, show choir is something that not a lot of people experience, but the people that do, it is nothing that can be topped. Like, if you meet someone from the Midwest who does it, or from the South, from the South, like, you immediately have something in common with them, and it's so cool because not a lot of people experience it. It's not as well known as, like, everyone does football, not everyone does show choir. So that would definitely be something that I would tell people, like, you're gonna have an experience that not everyone gets to get, and it's amazing and it's beautiful, and you get a family from it that is gonna be there for you for your whole entire life.
I mean, that's not really a good argument, but the amount of love and the amount of joy you can feel for something is something I've never experienced in my life anywhere other than show choir. The bond you get from that group is insane. I've done sports, I've done theater, I've done student council, I've done, like, a ton of other rinky-dink leadership activities and clubs, and the way I feel about show choir is absolutely amazing. The family, the friendship, the amount of people that you meet, and the amount of things you learn, and just the encouragement you get from everyone in your community, it's out of this world. And if you don't like it, then you can quit the next year, or even, I don't know, like, before your first competition or before spots, but just try it. Just meet people, just get into it, say hi, don't be scared, and I promise you'll have some of the best friends you've ever made.
If I had to persuade someone to join show choir, I'd just say it's a really fun experience and it's a good place to spend time with your friends before you go off to school, if you were to join it in middle school or high school.
If you're someone who's thinking about joining show choir, my only suggestion is just try it out. If you don't know if you want to join, or if you're like kind of iffy on like, should I audition, should I not audition, am I going to get in, am I not going to get in, don't worry about that. I know like it's really stressful to audition for something completely new and like you don't know if you're going to get in or not, but just try it, because you never know unless you try it. So just try it out. I know show choir is like this like weird thing and like not a lot of people know what it actually is, but I just want to say to anyone who's thinking about joining, just try it, and if you like it, then you like it and you can stay in and make some amazing memories and you're gonna have a lot of fun. I can guarantee you that. And if you don't like it and you're in it, then that's okay. Like you can quit if you want. Like it's okay to try something and not like something. And if you quit, at least you tried it, you know? Like it's something that you tried and you can say, well, at least I tried. Like it's okay to try something and not like something. So my only suggestion is to try it out. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. You know, everyone has their own thing that they like, and if you don't like it, that's okay. And if you do like it, then congrats, you found something that you're really gonna love. So that is my only suggestion to someone who's thinking about joining.
So my advice for people who want to join is just do it for the experience. You honestly could have so much fun and meet so many new people that you'd never be able to meet if you hadn't done it.
If I had to persuade someone to join show choir, like if I was the deciding factor for them, I honestly don't know what I would say, because I wouldn't go to a friend who did soccer or something and be like, hey, I think you should join show choir, and by the end of this conversation, you will be auditioning. But if I had a friend that was like already invested in music and dancing, I would probably just tell them my experience a little bit, nothing specific, because everybody has different experiences. I do have a friend who's in 8th grade. I did theater with him over the summer. He actually played my son. And he was kind of going back and forth like, should I audition, should I not? So during like times when we were off stage or weren't necessarily needed at rehearsal in that moment, I'd be like, hey, you know, when you go to competitions, you get to go to all these performer-only areas, and that's really exciting. And like that first moment when the curtain goes up, like you would enjoy it, kid. You like performing. And he auditioned this year and he actually got in, so he will be a freshman next year in the group, and I'm very excited to come back and see how he does.
If you're thinking about joining show choir, do it. Like just go right for it. You'll definitely enjoy it. You'll make some of your favorite memories. You'll meet a bunch of really cool people who will inspire you to be better, not only for yourself but for others. The competitions will be so fun. Like even as bad as your group, even if your group does bad, it's just worth it. Like the late nights, like it's so fun, and I don't know, it's just a really good experience.
So you're probably gonna hear this a lot, but don't take anything for granted. Our class definitely got robbed from what a lot of us have waited 8 years to experience that last show, all these banquets and last performances and last solos and stuff. So I would just say be grateful that you're not in our shoes, and also don't be prissy. There's no point in holding grudges when you reach your senior year, or still hating someone that did something to you when you were a freshman in the choir. All of you are going through the same thing, and a lot of you are never going to see each other again, never going to go to school with each other again. So just put all the drama behind you, not beside you, and enjoy the short time that you have left.
My advice for the upcoming senior class would be to put yourself out there as much as you can, you know, talk to everyone, talk to people in the hallway, talk to people in the bathroom, talk to directors from other schools, talk to the soloists, talk to people in the audience, get up and dance at every song, take as many pictures and videos with everyone, you know, follow people on Instagram, get their Snapchats, just make as many connections and friends as you can, because those relationships will last forever. I have met some of my best friends through show choir, and I'm just so thankful that I'm extroverted because I've met so many people, and I'm just very thankful for everyone that I've met. Really just, you know, savor every single moment, because competitions, they don't last long. I mean, sure, the day is long, but there aren't many of them throughout the season, and they do go by quickly. And once you're a senior, it's just like, it's really sad knowing that's your last one, your last time with your friends, your last time meeting new people, your last time performing on stage. It just, you need to really savor every moment and enjoy it while you have it.
The seniors of 2021, you're about to be the top dog. You're about to be at the top of the ladder. People look up to you. Whether you're a first year or a 4-year member in the group, people are gonna look up to you. Remember why you love show choir and try to give them the same experience that you had. Make it their favorite part of high school, just like I'm sure it's probably yours. And just have fun. You know, for us, our competition season ended, it just ended without us knowing that it was going to end. If I had known that my last competition was actually going to be my last, I would have treated it differently. I would have hugged my friends a little tighter. I would have, you know, I don't know what I would have done, but just cherish every single second you have with your friends this last year and make it the best ever. Don't leave anything behind on that stage. Okay. Oh, advice for everyone else in show choir. Everyone else, have fun. It's going to be crazy. Choreo week is going to make you wish you hadn't joined show choir. Choreo week is going to leave you in pain. You are going to feel it. There's going to be ups and downs, but you're going to be better for it. Oh, and the other piece of advice, please have facials on stage. Have fun. Show choir facials. Sing out. Literally live your best life on stage at all times.
If I were to persuade someone to do choir, I would tell them that it's a family. If you want to be a part of a second family, they need to join show choir. Yes, it's a lot of time and effort, but it's so worth it in the end because you learn so many life lessons and you create so many memories and meeting new people and going on trips and bus rides and going to competitions and meeting people from other states and other cities is truly unforgettable.
So for any of the upcoming seniors, I'd have to say just enjoy your senior year and have fun, because it's just a blast and it's all gonna go by so fast. I mean, granted, hopefully next year there won't be coronavirus to cut down the season and make it end soon, but just enjoy your season because it's the last season and it's so much fun. And don't be super serious, but be serious and practice.
My advice to the upcoming seniors and everyone else in show choir is to enjoy each moment. You never know if it can all suddenly be taken away from you, so act as if each performance is your last, because it unexpectedly could be.
Had any advice for the class of 2021? After this year, I just say don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Live every day. Live it up. Live it up like it's the last time, because you don't know if it's gonna be the last time, you know? So just try and live it. Especially because you know it's your senior year. You're gonna want to live every second of it, because even if nothing happens next year, like nothing cataclysmic happens to the point where comps get canceled and whatnot or whatever, you should be living every moment like it's your last anyway. So that'd be it. Live in the moment. That'd be my advice.
My advice next year for our seniors, class of 2021, is your graduation year is not as cool as ours. Even if we had Corona, 2020 is still the best grad year. But I guess because of Corona, it would be remember everything. And if you're having an amazing moment, stop, breathe it in, remember it, like really, really soak it in, because like those memories are amazing. Like I wish I had taken more time to just like stop in the hallway of Tantascwa and just be like, wow, this is amazing. This is such a good competition. I'm meeting so many people. I'm having so much fun, and just really soak that in. So just, I would say to seniors, like, just remember this, because you never know when it's your last, but also like, it's a beautiful thing that we're not going to get it to experience ever again in our life. I would also say to everybody, like just go for it. Honestly, like, why not? Like, if you want to go out for that solo but you're a freshman, go for it. Try out for that solo. Why not? If you're a dance captain, you know, work as hard as you can. Make sure that everyone in your group knows those dance moves inside and out. If you're a spirit leader, like, shout out to my Andover spirit leaders, like, work your butt off and make everyone feel good about being part of the group. Like, just go for it. Really put your heart and soul into show choir, because it'll give back just as much as you've gotten from it. Probably more.
I was planning on saying this at our senior night, which obviously isn't going to happen, but my advice is the same for everything that I did in high school and that I can do in high school. Just do it. Just try anything and everything. Try out for a solo, try out for a dance, try out for a group you didn't think you could make friends, talk to anyone, talk to everyone, join show choir, join pit band. I don't care if you can't play an instrument. You'll either learn or you won't learn, and it'll be a whole mess. And you know what? It's great. It's fine. Do everything and anything and every experience you can possibly get. Take it. Because you don't know what experience will be your last. Enjoy every moment that you could possibly have in show choir. I remember my last show, which at the time I didn't know was my last show, was at Daniel Hand this year. And we didn't end up staying for awards because it was late and we had to drive back. But I just remember feeling like I didn't take advantage of the night as well as I should have. Like, if I had known that that would have been my last night in show choir ever, I would have hugged my friends a little tighter, I would have laughed a little harder, I would have bought a t-shirt, I would have had a better time if I had known that it was going to be my last time. And I know it's cliche and I know everyone will say this to you, but you never know what your lasts were going to be. Especially now when there's an unpredictable global pandemic, so that was kind of not my fault, but still I wish I had planned on that show being my last and taking advantage of it as much as I could have.
Advice that I'd give to the upcoming people and upcoming seniors, especially during this time, is to just take every moment like it's your last and never take stuff for granted. Just have a good time.
My advice to juniors right now, well, to class of 2021, to the seniors next year, my advice is make it your year. Obviously, with everything that's going on with Corona, none of us knew that this was going to happen. Life is crazy, and it is literally a roller coaster, and you never know when when something's going to change up on you. So, in all honesty, make it your year. You guys are all incredibly talented. Every single person in any show choir, you guys have all worked your butts off to be the leaders that you guys are going to be, and I know that you guys have your show choir's interest in your heart, and you guys are going to kill it no matter what. So make it your year. You are the seniors this year, and you guys are going to be the leaders. You guys are going to be the people that the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors are going to be looking up to. Even your director is going to be looking towards you guys for suggestions, ideas, and persuasions. So like, make it your year, be the leader that you want to be, and make as many memories as you possibly can. I know that if we didn't end up having Corona and we actually ended up having our whole season, I know that I probably would have still regretted a lot of things that I didn't do. And like, I am feeling that right now. I do regret not doing a lot of things that I didn't do this year in the group. And if you have a test or project that you gotta do, just don't freaking do it. Make the memories that you can with your friends, because you want those memories to be able to look back and think, oh my god, I can't believe we did that, or oh my gosh, that was crazy. Like, make those memories because you're gonna want to have those memories, and take as many pictures and videos, and just take as many memories and make as many memories as you possibly can, because that's what's gonna keep you bonded to show choir. And my advice to anyone else in show choir, just live your life and just make it your thing. Show choir is something that you should be happy part of, and just try to be as happy as you possibly can in show choir, because show choir is amazing. It is your family, and it is just something that you will undoubtedly never forget. So just, juniors, make it your year, because you never know when life just changes things on you.
So some advice I have for incoming seniors, just honestly enjoy every second of it. Just make so many memories, make so many friends. I know that I started making a lot of friends really late in the game, and I honestly feel like just make friends as early as possible. You're gonna have so much fun just making memories with new people.
My advice for the upcoming seniors of 2021. Oh boy. The biggest thing I can say is don't let your personal pride get in the way of the group itself. Because at this point, you're a senior, you really want that student leader position, that solo, you want to get out of the back corner that you've been dancing in for the past 3 years. And as nice as it all sounds, it may not happen. Obviously, some things are more likely to happen depending on how much effort you put in. But if you don't get that student leadership position, if you don't get that solo, you've honestly got to give yourself 24 hours to be sad about it, and then you have to let it go. Otherwise, you're just going to drag the group down. And it really just comes down to trusting your director. Obviously, they've been doing this for a while. I know our director, I think, has been doing it since I was born, or at least very shortly after. So they know what they're doing, and you just have to trust them. I remember just as a freshman and a sophomore, and even last year as a junior, you got to think about how you want to be remembered. There are several seniors that I remember that were nice and supportive, and they really made an effort for the group. And I remember seniors that, they were nice, but they just complained a lot. That's how I would describe them to someone, to be honest. And I want to be remembered as somebody who put effort in and didn't complain necessarily when they didn't get something. And so just think about that. Think about how you want to be remembered, and then don't let your personal pride get in the way of the group. And that's kind of my advice for everyone. Just act the way you want to be remembered, and don't necessarily complain 24/7, because during choreography weekends, everybody's tired. It's a lot for everyone. So just trust the process and everything will work out.
Keep positive mindset. I know it's really hard to be negative and compare yourselves to other groups who are doing really good, but in the end, it's all about having fun. Don't obviously push yourself to do good, but don't push it so far that everyone has a bad time, if that makes sense. The whole point of show choir is to have fun and enjoy yourself, make new friends, make really good memories. Just don't let being good or pushing yourself to be good get to your head. Or even if, let's say you're winning at every single comp, don't let that get to your head or anything, because I know, like, it definitely hurts you in the end, being cocky and all that.
My favorite memory in show choir ever is winning Best Female Soloist out of both the unisex and mixed divisions at Fame Orlando last year. All I can remember is just like sitting, and I was next to Gavin Tarnowski, and they announced the best male soloist, and it was him, and we were all just like freaking out because we were like this Massachusetts group competing against all these like huge, divine, luxurious, like Midwestern style groups, and we were super nervous with our show and our style because it's totally different, and he won, and we were all super happy, and I'm like sitting in my seat not expecting anything, and when they called my name I was just started sobbing, and on the walk up to the stage all I remember is just all these people clapping for me and cheering for me and just staring at me and me being like so overwhelmed, and it's definitely a feeling that I'm never ever going to forget.
Favorite memory was our last competition, which was Nutmeg, I think. We were in the warm-up room, and our director's brother, who is like assistant director kind of to us, was telling a story of how we can relate it to our ballad, and I remember him telling the story, and I had a complete like mental breakdown. I got because I connected so much as to what he was saying, and it brought me so much closer to the rest of the group, because I look around and everyone else is like crying and helping each other out. You see people hugging each other and saying like, hey, it's okay, you got this, like, and I had to go take a breath because it was just a really amazing story.
My best show memory would have to be Tantasco's competition this year. I may be biased, but it was the most fun for me personally, and I feel like that was really the first time that I felt extremely like connected to everyone, even the out of circuit group. Shout out to Scranton and Chesterton. I just felt like so connected to everyone. I wish that day could have lasted forever, honestly. It was one of the best days I've ever had, and everyone just, it was less of a competition and more of like a party for everyone. I felt like our competition was just really fun. Everyone was up doing the Macarena, everyone was just enjoying themselves, and the vibes were just really positive and good.
You know, like, I want to say that it's winning Outstanding Performer at Nutmeg, but in all honesty, it was the choreo week from my senior year. There's just something, you go in as a bunch of individuals, but walking out of that choreo week, you walk out as a family. We cried together, we literally sweat even more, and then sweat a little bit more after that together, and we're essentially put through the ringer, but you make a lot of friends out of it, and it's so much fun now that I look back at it, and I wish I had another choreo week, and I wish I had another just solo audition, and I miss it so much. I haven't even graduated officially yet, and I miss show choir already.
Advice I would give to seniors is definitely to make sure to check in and lift each other up, because honestly, you never know what anyone is going through. And as I remember, I was going through such a tough time in show choir, and I always had people coming up to me saying if I was okay, and I was truly grateful for those people. And I want to tell the seniors, like, don't go too hard on the underclassmen. Understand that there's probably something else going on and you need to check on them, rather than giving them a tough time because they're not giving 100%. Lift each other up. And for the rest of the group, just have fun, make as many memories as possible, because I remember when the seniors were telling me that high school goes by quick, and it really does go by quick, and I really wish I made more memories with all my friends and all the people in my choir and other choirs.
I have to say, my best memory in show choir probably came this year because I'm an officer this year and I am the fundraising chair. So I'm in charge of the fundraisers, but we were in the middle of an officer meeting and everyone just looks at me and says, "Zach, why are you here?" Because they forgot I was an officer, and it was just pretty funny. And I just really enjoy working with this group and everyone in it and just the whole community. And outside of practice and outside of our choir, I'd have to say my favorite memory was probably this year at the Nutmeg Show Choir Festival when we did pretty good and I got to go up and accept the awards with my fellow show choir competitors with all the other show choirs, and it was just so thrilling to be up on there. And yeah.
My best show choir memory was when we won grand champions at our first national competition in Newport News, Virginia. The past 4 years have been building up to this moment, and I just remember feeling so grateful to be a part of this show choir and proud of all these kids who have become my family.
My best show choir, and one of the best memories of my life period, was at Waltham last year when Encore got first runner-up to their Jeopardy show, and they announced it. We went ballistic. And then the celebration in the room afterward, that was so fun. That was one of the most exhilarating nights of my entire life. And everyone was just so happy, and we had finally come together to really put out the best possible product that we could manage. And God, we really did. We really did. And we really made something beautiful, and we got to celebrate like it was something beautiful. I didn't have a voice after that. And I didn't even sing. I'm not even singing. And I didn't have a voice after that. I was just screaming the entire time. It was so fun.
My best memory is actually from CTC, my last comp. I felt like I totally messed up on our one part. Like I had like tripped a little bit and like I just messed up a ripple at one point. I was like, I ruined the whole set. It was horrible. I ruined it. And I FaceTimed one of my best friends from Somerset, and she stayed on she stayed on the phone with me for it must have been like an hour, because we had like a 3-hour bus ride home, and the bus ride back, Andover kids, we know this, it got a little bit of a detour, a little bit went the wrong way, but she just stayed on the phone with me for so long. And my own group, like the people that were around me, like I was bawling my eyes out, and they were all like, "You did amazing, like you did so well, like don't be down on yourself." And I think it was just one of those moments where it was like I realized how much show choir is supportive, and like that's something that's so amazing about the New England circuit is we all care about each other. And yeah, we all want to get grand champs, but at the end of the day, like we're all happy for each other, and as long as we all, you know, put everything out on that stage, we don't really care who gets grand champs. At least that's my opinion. But yeah, my best show choir memory is definitely the ones where my group or other groups just stand together with each other. And my Beasts of the East shirt is the best competition shirt ever, because we competed against Corona and we won, guys. Like, we didn't let it ruin this family. We didn't let it disconnect us. Like, if anything, it connected us more because we're not allowed to physically be with each other. So, yeah. That's my best memory.
There are so many. I loved being on the bus to Ohio this year, and on my bus was our director, Miss Boyd, who really thinks that I'm funny, even though no one else does. And just sitting there on my phone, making show choir memes and edits and posting them on the account for her in real time so she could look at them on the bus ride there. And every single bus ride to show choir is always something special, because there's always sing-alongs,
to songs that no one should possibly sing along to. Like, I'm pretty sure we sang Country Roads 3 times at least on the way to Ohio. When you plan, make up your own shows and stuff like that with your friends and you're just goofing off. I think my favorite part of show choir, my favorite memory of show choir, isn't the singing and the dancing and the practicing and the crying and the laughing, but it's just being with people who are in show choir and just feeling that love of all of the people who love you for no other reason than you're there and you're part of this family. And Encore winning the Jeopardy, Encore winning second with Jeopardy last year was pretty good too. That was also a great moment.
My favorite show choir memory would have to be my freshman year. All of our choirs went to Virginia for the competition there, and both choirs completely swept the competition. And seeing as I was a freshman, it was really cool to be able to go somewhere else and do as well as we did here, and it was just a really cool feeling. And it's like, wow, I'm in a really good group.
My best show choir memory was this year. It was during CDC. We were in warm-ups and it was like 12:30 in the morning, and our director Soj was telling us that with the whole corona thing happening, he wasn't sure if we were going to go to Orlando, and he was telling us that this could be our last performance. And so we were all kind of emotional about that. Throughout the day we were all just very physically, emotionally, and mentally just exhausted, so we were all crying. And we were in a circle, we were hyping each other up, and one of our guys walks in the middle and he says, you guys are my family and I'm really gonna miss you guys next year. And he starts crying, and seeing him cry kind of was crazy for all of us, and we all just started crying even more than we already were. And so we were just crying and hugging each other. And then right before when we were going to perform, we all decided that instead of going off stage after bows, we would hug each other. And so while I was performing and while a lot of other people were performing, we were all kind of crying. And right after bows, we all ran into the middle of the stage and we all just hugged each other. It was just one big vibe group hug, and it was such a bittersweet moment. I feel very connected with the whole group emotionally. We were all just kind of there for each other in that moment, and it was by far just the best feeling that I ever felt with everyone in that group. And we were just so connected in that one moment that it was just my favorite memory of show choir overall.
My best memory from show choir was probably staying late at some competitions, especially Nutmeg last year, and this year with Daniel Hand's very late awards at 1 a.m. It was honestly just so fun to watch graduate groups since I was almost. It's just such a different experience, and it's so fun waiting for the awards all the way late at night.
My best show choir memory is kind of show choir, but it's not directly, I guess. Choral Spectrum has this tradition where we go around nutmegging the seniors, or the juniors do at least. And it's right before the nutmeg competition. It's normally the night before, where they go around with window markers and decorations and stuff. And they normally draw on the seniors' cars. They did not draw on my car, but they can draw on a screen door, or I guess a glass door, windows. They can tape up pictures, and just it's a fun time because it pumps up the seniors and it really makes them feel appreciated. It's just fun to go around and sneak around kind of somebody's house that obviously they know it's happening, but yeah, everybody tries to be really quiet, but you can definitely hear them laughing and having a good time outside. And it's honestly a bonding experience that you don't think of as typical because it's only one grade, but I think it really does bring some people together.
I think it was our trip to Ohio this year. Lowell has never been outside of the circuit, so It was definitely a fun experience. I got a lot closer to a lot of people and made some really, really funny memories. It was an experience I'll never forget. And Sound Impressions placed. We made it to finals and performed with some pretty awesome groups with amazing vocals and like their dances, their costumes, just their entire set was spectacular. I made a bunch of friends and it was like a real bonding experience for all of us. I definitely think it brought us closer together and was totally an ego booster, not gonna lie, because we did really well for being outside of the circuit for the first time. The overall comp was so fun. Like the entire time we were all having a lot of fun. We met some really cool people and the food was so good, which is like, I'm not bashing the New England show choir circuit's food, but if I could go back for the food, I would. They had Chick-fil-A and Dairy Queen. Chef's kiss. But obviously you can tell I miss it. And the trip there and back, one for the books. So fun.
If I could say one more thing, it would be to really just like enjoy every moment and to thank everyone for everything. I'm so thankful for everyone I've met and will continue to meet, and I can't wait to be in the audience next year, just watching everyone grow and watching everyone do what I loved to do when I was in high school. And I can't wait to just see all the groups, grow and kick butt and just really like have a good time, because this year was cut very short, unfortunately. So I hope that it makes everyone cherish their last competitions more next year. And yeah, I just hope that everyone had a good season with the time that we had together. And I hope to see all of you guys next season, even if you're graduating. I hope to reconnect with a lot of you. And I hope you all had a great 2020 season. Thank you.
To Choral Spectrum. Every single member of Choral Spectrum has a special, special place in my heart. You all appreciated me for who I was, the chaotic person that I am. You took that and you went with it, and for that I thank you. I have never felt more at home with a certain group. I never thought I'd have that in high school, and yet here I am crying about it to my parents all the time. To the band, you guys don't get enough appreciation, but you guys literally have our backs playing back there. If it wasn't for the lid, Spectrum wouldn't be where it is today. So thank you for that. To our road crew, again, another group that doesn't get enough appreciation. Thank you. A lot of people don't see what you guys have to do. You guys have to load in and out, and you have a set time frame that you have to do that in, and no one seems to notice that, but people do. We just don't appreciate you guys enough for it. Thank you for that. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing without you guys. Those risers need to be secure or else someone could get very hurt. And lastly, to our director, Mr. Martineau. Thank you. No, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Our director, Mr. Martineau. I've only been Mr. Martineau's student for 2 years, but I can hands down confidently say that he is my favorite teacher and director of all time. So much of what you've taught us, 2 points, as many times as you say it, the idea to keep working towards those 2 points, to rehearse like you're performing, to give everything your 110%, and to just carry ourselves with confidence. And just so much more. I can't think of it because I'm getting emotional. So much of what you have taught us, I will carry with me forever. And a lot of us didn't realize what a great teacher you are until we weren't your students anymore. As of right now, I don't know if we're gonna go back, and I don't know if I'll get to be your student ever again, and that's hard. But thank you for taking a chance on every one of your students and allowing us to grow to the best that we can be. Thank you for all your advice, despite the constant questions that I have to ask about college and about auditions and singing in general. Thank you. And just, oh no, I can't cry. I'm gonna cry. And most importantly, thank you for wanting the best for every single one of your students. Choral Spectrum wouldn't be where it is today without your hard work, without the amount of dedication you have for your group. It blows my mind every single time. And for that, I thank you. And I hope every single member of Choral Spectrum going forward understands and realizes what an amazing director we have. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Y'all making me emotional. I'm gonna cry now. Oh, I can't. Okay. In the words of every senior class that has passed through South Windsor High School, I'd like to thank you for showing me the way, and we're all thanking you for showing us the way. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go cry.
So this is my final goodbye as a senior. I really, really want to see everyone. I know everyone's going to be so much better in the future, and it's going to be so crazy competitive, but I have so much love for each and every one of you, and I cannot wait to see how successful you all are in the future, because I don't doubt one thing for the rest of the choirs. Yeah, I love all of you. I hope that you are all safe and healthy, and this is my goodbye. Mwah. Love you all.
I don't know how to say goodbye. It's just cut so short, and I just have to say, just good luck to everyone next year, and hopefully it doesn't get cut short for you. Bye.
This year started off wonderfully, and although it's come to an unexpected end, I just want you all to know that you've made me not only a better performer, but a better person. This isn't goodbye, it's just see you later.
Okay, my goodbyes would be to the Andover class of 2020. We freaking did it, man. We worked our butts off for past how many ever years you've been in show choir. We had an amazing set this year. Love wins, no doubt. I think our message this year was probably the best message on that stage this competition season, because it was just pure love and pure support for everyone. I would say goodbye to my directors, Mr. D, Mrs. K, Mr. H, Mrs. B, Mr. Perez, Mr. Narayan. I would say goodbye to all of you guys, because you worked so hard and you made this program what it is. And yeah, we didn't get our NESCUS this year, but even without it, you've made such an impact on me. And one director that I really want to shout out is Mr. D, Mr. Desjardins. I think not only have you made me a better musician, a better vocalist, you've made me feel confident in myself. you are such, like, we joke about, like, certain people in our program being the heart and soul of our program, but it truly, truly is you. Whew. I feel so lucky to have had you as a teacher and a director, and I know that I can come back to that choir room, and, you know, ask for your help on anything that I need. I honestly think you have had such a huge impact on my life and what I want to do as a teacher, so thank you. And then to everyone else in the circuit, wait, okay. To everyone else in the circuit, thank you so much for giving me a home for the past 3 years of high school, for giving me my best friends, for giving me a creative outlet, and for giving me the confidence to walk into auditions next year for my college's musicals or a cappella groups, and know that I have a team of hundreds behind me who have shaped me into the person I am, and that I have the confidence to audition for these pieces and these groups. So thank you, New England Show Choir. We are the best show choir circuit. We are the heart and the soul of what it means to be a good person. And thank you for being my family. Mwah!
I'm not gonna say my goodbyes because I'm not gonna say goodbye. I'm coming back next year, and I'm gonna bother you guys at rehearsal if I get the chance. I'm gonna come to the shows, and like I've done for the past couple years, I'm gonna photograph them. I'm gonna say hi to all my friends and cheer all of you guys on. And because I'm staying in state for college, and I happen to have a mom who works at the school, I will have the opportunity to say hi every single time that I want to, and I'm not letting you guys go. So this isn't really a goodbye, because I'm not ready to do that now. This is just a see you later. I love you guys, all of you.
If I had to say goodbye, I just want to say how much I love show choir and how much I'm going to miss it. I was so sad that the season was cut short, and I'm going to miss all my friends that I've made and just performing with my group and getting to be on the stage.
To the show choir community, thank you. I wouldn't be the person who I am today without show choir. I'm definitely a whole lot more confident. I definitely know who I am, and I know what I want to be, and I probably wouldn't have figured any of me out if it wasn't for show choir. So thank you for that. To everyone that I made friends with that's not in Vibe, you guys have shown nothing but love and support for our group, and I just want to let all of you guys know that every single show choir in the world is just so extremely talented, and everyone puts so much hard work into their show, and everyone just should be so proud of themselves, because like I know I'm very proud of my group, and everyone should know that like I love watching everyone show choir. I will spend nights endlessly just watching random show choirs that I find that aren't even in the New England circuit. Like everyone's just so unbelievably talented. And I just want to say thank you for just introducing me to something that I never thought I would like. To everyone in Vibe, I'm gonna miss you guys. I don't know if we're gonna have like a proper goodbye or like a banquet, so I'm gonna use this as like a goodbye to you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys a lot. You guys are my family, and each rehearsal there was never a time that you guys failed to make me laugh or smile. And there were times where you guys were the only thing getting me through my day. So I just want to say thank you to all of you guys, because you guys are my family, my second family. You guys, I love you guys a lot, and I feel like I just never got the chance to tell you guys that, so I'm telling you guys that now, that you guys are my family, and I really love you guys, and I will be there at almost every single competition next year, and I will be that crazy person screaming in the audience. And to my director, Soj, I'm gonna really miss you. You are one of my biggest role models. You were always there for me when I needed to rant to you about someone or something, and whenever I had an off day, you were always there to support me. You were probably the one person who believed in me when a lot of other people didn't, and I really appreciate you for that. You always have my best my best interest and heart and the whole group's best interest and heart, and you are very loved, and everyone in our group loves you and admires you, and you are the best director in my opinion. I haven't been directed by anyone else, but you are just an amazing director, and you are literally just such an amazing person, and I love you, man, and I'm really gonna miss you next year yelling at me and screaming at me when I do something wrong. So yeah, thank you for the whole show choir community. You guys made this year the best.
Bye guys, love you all, and I wish the current juniors an amazing senior year in show choir next year.
That's about it. To the entire show choir community, I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. I know wherever I go, I'm really gonna miss you guys. That's my 2 cents, or 10 cents, whichever it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being the best possible family I could ever imagine. Thank you for developing me as a person. Thank you for being a cradle for so many other people and so many other dreams and aspirations. Thank you for being fun. That was so fun. That was some of the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. That's all I'm gonna say. Goodbye. Best of luck to all of you.
Yeah, this is kind of it. I've spent the last 4 years of my life in this group. It's pretty much the only thing that's been consistent for me in high school. So it's weird to think that it's ending, but I think I'm ready to move on for it, which I didn't think I'd be feeling. I mean, I've learned a lot from it. I have grown as a performer. I've made some friends. I've lost some friends. It's been a ride, and really I think I'm just ready at this point to move on to whatever's next for me, and I'm really excited to see how Spectrum continues to grow, and just where they continue to go on to, because really it's now up to them to carry the group's name however it happens. I hope it's in a good way, and I'm very excited to come back to competitions and support them. And I guess this is it. So, Spectrum, thank you for the past 4 years. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Bye.
I honestly don't know how to say goodbye. Like, I don't think it's completely hit me that my senior year is gone and that I'm gonna have to leave like this huge part of me behind. It's just so I can move forward. I don't think it's completely like set in. So goodbye, I guess. I don't know. To the family who's made me a different person. I'm a completely different person from when I first joined. Show choir has definitely brought out the loudest and most confident part of me that I definitely did not have. I don't know. Some of you may have known me my sophomore year, and I was like in a tiny little shell. I would barely talk. I would cry a lot. Like, just, I was not good. It was not a good time. So, thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. Sorry. I'm just really thankful for everything and like all the moments I've had. Even the bad moments were something I definitely want to remember. Thank you to the senior class who's put up with me for the longest. Love y'all. Thanks to the friends I've made and I hope to keep. I've definitely gotten closer to a lot of people and I'm gonna miss them a lot. Thank you to the entire choir, our whole group, for helping keep me sane when like my entire world was crashing down. Show choir was kind of like an escape for me. I had a lot of things going on and like a lot of stressors that show choir would just like help me forget about, even if it was just like for one practice or for a competition. Like, it definitely helped get me out of my own head. Thanks to the entire circuit, all your competitions will definitely be inside of my brain forever. So thankful for the competitions. They were so fun. Thanks to Pip Band. Love y'all. Oh my gosh. You guys are the entire show. No one ever gives our Pip Band credit, but I don't know. I love them. They're really good. They've gotten really good this year, which I'm really proud of them. Some of my closest friends are in Pip Band, actually. So you guys are like really important to our entire choir for sure, especially to me. You guys are really fun, and I love the energy that you guys always give. Even for example, at Ohio, the entire Pip Band was jamming out in our room, and everyone in the hallway was like, dude, come out. And then everyone came out, and they were just jamming, and it was just really fun. Thank you to my director, Mr. Winslow, who, although I swear he hates me, I know he has my best interest at heart. And he has to like put up with me and my never-ending talking. I'm really thankful for him, and like for believing in our choir and putting like so much work into making us good and believing in me. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Oh my gosh, this is so humiliating. I'm really thankful for being a good director. Even though I swear he hates me sometimes, he definitely made this year and last year, like, I'm definitely gonna keep the last few years in my heart. Ooh, this is, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I hope I made him proud, and I hope I made our choir proud this year. This year was probably my favorite year. Although, like, last year, our set was amazing, and I loved them. Loved the now alumni from last year. I think this year has been definitely my favorite. I've made a lot of new friends. So I hope. Oh my gosh, dude, you're lying. Oh, oh. Anyways, even if I don't act like it, show choir has made my high school experience 10 times better than it would have been if I had joined any other group, any other club. So thanks for everything, guys. This is so annoying. Oh my gosh. So goodbye, I guess. And well, good luck, Charlie.